sure it'll be at the...
Good evening and welcome to the Manteno Village Board meeting for Monday, August 21st, 2023. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Here.
Dole? Here. Crockett? Geske?
Here.
Phillips?
Here.
We have a quorum tonight. As always, we begin with the approval of our minutes. In everyone's packet, you have the minutes from the clerk from our last meeting on August 7th, 2023. Hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review those minutes. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections?
No.
Seeing none, I would accept the motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dole.
Second.
Second by Phillips. Roll call.
Dole? Yes. Phillips?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes. Motion carries. Public participation. Do we have anyone that signed up to address the board?
No one this evening, Mayor.
All right. Village President's report. Just a couple items tonight. One, every year we are asked to proclaim this National Rail Safety Week, and I received a letter from the Canadian National Railroad for this year, so I'll go ahead and read the proclamation. Whereas Rail Safety Week is to be held across the U.S. from September 18th to September 24th, 2023, and whereas 2,194 rail grade crossing collisions resulted in 803 personal injuries and were responsible for 274 fatalities in the United States during 2022. And whereas 1,208 pedestrians trespassing casualties have occurred in the United States, resulting from 658 pedestrians being killed and another 550 injured while trespassing on railroad property right-of-ways during 2022. And whereas educating and informing the public about rail safety, reminding the public that railroad right-of-ways are private property, enhancing public awareness of the dangers associated with highway rail grade crossings, ensuring pedestrians and motorists are looking and listening while near railways and obeying established traffic laws will reduce the number of fatalities and injuries caused by incidents involving trains and citizens. And whereas the International Association of Chiefs of Police, the National Operation Lifesaver, the United States Department of Transportation, and all local, state, county, and railroad law enforcement officers, first responders, and railroad corporations commit to partnering together in an effort to educate at a national level all aspects of railroad safety to enforce applicable laws in support of National Rail Safety Week. Now therefore, I, Timothy O. Nugent, Village President of the Village of Manteno, do hereby attest my full support proclaiming September 18th to 24th, 2023 as National Rail Safety Week, and I encourage all citizens to recognize the importance of rail safety education. This will be signed and sent to Canadian National that they'll use for their advertisement for Rail Safety Week, and obviously since we have 4 crossings here in town, it's very important for the citizens to be aware of the dangers that exist. The only other item I have on my agenda is just congratulate Jake on your Rocket on the Square. Another event, went well. I mean, it went great. I was up there. You had lots and lots of people. You had great weather all 3 nights that you had the music on the square events. Is the summer events concluded now, or you still have a movie in the park, or what's happening?
No more movies in the park or Rocking Down the Square. However, we do still have a couple more cruise nights, Fire on the Squares, and yoga left.
So you're gearing, you got a few things to go, and then you're gearing up for Oktoberfest?
Yep, we are in full gear for Oktoberfest right now, just planning and getting everything arranged for the 25th year, and it's really looking very exciting. So.
Well, if you do as good on the weather for Oktoberfest as you did on all the music events, I think it should be a huge success.
I hope so. Fingers crossed.
That's all I have. Village Administrator's report, Mr. LaRock.
One thing I did want to mention too, going along with the rail safety, is that if you see some fire activity or fire personnel over there on the southeast part of town on our spur, a couple of days this week, the fire department is actually doing some emergency training in conjunction with the railroad on that spur. So it's not an actual event. They're just doing some training, so.
Were the railroad the one who cleared off some of the trees along 10,000 Road?
I believe so, I just saw that this morning, but yeah, it looks like they're doing that to make that crossing a little bit safer, a little better line of sight coming.
Yeah, well, now with the 10,000 all blacktopped and, and the grade crossing being, completed, it's good to have that cut back so people can see farther.
Looks a lot different, that's for sure. Only other thing I have is the swearing in of our new police officer, Zachary Baringa. So, Chief, I'll give it to you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Mayor. As you know, we recently had another retirement. Officer Casey retired after almost 20 years of service and moved to Florida to take up another position there. So it left us an opening. And I've said this before, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but so many departments now have such a problem recruiting, hiring, maintaining people. For whatever reason, Manteno must be doing it right because we do not have that problem. Scott Bertrand's here, he's the head of our police commission, he could attest. We have so many good candidates apply here, it's really difficult to choose. Oftentimes you could throw a dart at the top 5 or 10 of them and you're going to get a good police officer. So whatever we're doing, we need to keep it up, but we always have great candidates, and tonight's is no exception. Zach Baringa comes from us from Manhattan. He was actually in the Marines active service for 4 years in a special forces capacity. As so often happens, he followed his wife to Manteno. She's a Manteno native, Morgan. They have 2 kids, 2.5 and 6 months old. They're here tonight, as you can tell. They live just outside in a farm. Fun fact about them, they've got their own little home business. I don't know if you call it a business, but it sure seems like a business. They have what's called the Baringa Homestead Farm Stand. Is that pretty close what it is? Where they sell all kinds of birds, bird meat, eggs, vegetables. It sounds like quite a production out there, a whole family event, it sounds like. So we're thrilled to get him. His background, when we do the background of these guys, we really dig in deep, try to find out everything we can find out about them. And everybody we talked to just glowed about Zach. The Marines would have loved to have gotten him back in a full-time capacity. He's in the reserves now. And they were really disappointed to lose him. So we're thrilled to get him. Their loss is our win. So Zach, if you want to come on up, let's get sworn in. We're going to go to the front.
I state your name.
I, Zachary Austin Baringa,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States
to uphold the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and to enforce all laws and ordinances
and to enforce all laws and ordinances
of the Village of Manteno,
of the Village of Manteno,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of police officer
the duties of the office of police officer
for the Village of Manteno
for the Village of Manteno
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You want anything?
Hey, Tim, why don't we do the family, like, can you?
Yeah, you want to bring your family?
Yeah, take a picture? Zach.
Sure. Zach, you want to bring your family up and get a picture with them?
We can get a picture.
They're going to be putting up with them for a long time.
No problem, want to get out of here. That's right.
Want to use your phone? Come on.
Congratulations, welcome. Welcome, Nancy.
Welcome. Appreciate your service. Thank you. I know where your flag's at.
Oh, that's right. It's your big moment.
It's centered under the flag.
Well, yeah.
Of course. Oh, you got a lot of stuff.
I'll make sure to send it to my kid.
I put Napoli. I put Napoli.
Cool.
I won't put red and
Can we put these here? Can we put Monsters Inc. here?
We set them on the mayor's desk. You may want to
Don't
put
get it mixed up with his stuff. Yeah, his stuff's underneath.
Oh, how cute.
Everybody, look over there.
Oh, very nice. Come on, Ryan, make a smile face so you'll look.
There you go. Right through here.
He wants his toys, I think.
You guys want to get in?
Yes.
Very nice. You guys remember how much fun that was,
Well, like the chief said, I think we're very fortunate to be able to get the, not only the volume of candidates, but the quality of candidates that we've gotten, over the last year and a half. We've been fortunate to be able to hire a number of different police officers due to, because we've expanded the department, because through retirements or whatever it might have been. And the quality of the candidates that we've been able to get is excellent. So I say we're very fortunate, but I think that's also a testament to the police department and the leadership that are there, that the applicants want to work here and make a career here. So kudos to the officers that are on the department, the leadership, and I think the fact that we are, they're going to be moving into a new facility. Hopefully that helps too, that they know that we're, doing what we can do in order to make them not only a great department, but a department that's got, a good home and a good, and plenty of room to be able to do their job. Mr. LaRock, you have anything else?
That's all I have this evening, thank you.
Okay. Committee reports, Public Works and Utilities, Mr. Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I got one item. Ordinance 2307, an ordinance authorizing the sale of personal property surplus municipal equipment. With us, with the new facility that we're getting close to moving in, we're just trying to clean out some few things. So.
Yeah, this is a lot of Public Works Department material, I think, was left over from, some of it from the wastewater treatment plant, some of it from the Public Works Department. Things that they don't want to move to the new facility that they're not using, that have little or no value for us. So Jim made up a list of things, and how he intends to try to get rid of this stuff? Is he?
Some of this is, like you said, specific to the sewer system, so we've reached out to Aqua. We trade occasionally with them where they let us use their vac truck or their camera system to go through the pipes, so even our storm sewers and that. So we're going to kind of give them first shot at it and see what they can use or what they want to use out of that. But it's a lot of it is just going to probably end up in the dumpster because it's stuff that hasn't been touched in 20 years.
So if anyone has any interest, the public, that sees this, anyone has any interest in contacting Jim Hanley to find out what's available, there's a number of, PVC fittings and pipes and cabinets and different things. We'd be happy to provide the list if anyone has interest to look for. But there's a lot of it is, like you say, miscellaneous stuff that might have little or no value, but we're not going to move it to the new facility, so we're going to turn it into cash, take it to the scrap yard, or sell it whatever we can. Anything else, Mr. Boyce?
That's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Properties and Recreation, Mr. Martin.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Public Safety, Mrs. Dole.
I don't have any action items on the agenda either. My next public safety meeting is September 13th at 7 a.m. here in the Village Boardroom. Got to remind you guys, it's back to school time. The Manteno Police Department urges drivers to be alert as kids make their way to and from school in the coming weeks. Reduce your speed and drive with extra caution. There will be a lot of young walkers and bike riders, especially while the weather is warm, and they can be unpredictable. Be alert for kids who may dart into the roadway near bus stops, intersections, or after exiting vehicles. Be vigilant and ready to react. And this is very true. I've got my grandkids are planning on riding bikes the first day of school, so look out for everybody's riding bikes during this time. And keep in mind, this whole this week is talking about being very hot and very warm temperatures. Stay hydrated and check on the elderly. And if you know anybody that doesn't have air conditioning, obviously check on them too, because it could be very fatal. And we will, if we need to open up the cooling room up here at the Hassett Center, we can do that if you contact the police department. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Dole. Chief, the crossing guards are going to be available or operational again this year?
We're one short, but it's not uncommon. But yeah, we trained them today, refreshed them today, and we'll be on duty Thursday at school.
And I see you moved some speed signs to school, requested the speed signs to be located in the school areas too.
We got those electronic speed radar signs, solar powered, and work real well. So we move them back over by the street.
Thank you, Mr. Dole. Planning and Zoning, Mr. Crockett is not here tonight. He does not have anything on his agenda. His next Planning and Zoning Committee meeting is tomorrow morning, 22nd at 7 a.m. Finance, Mr. Geske.
Thank you, Mayor. The only item I have is payment of bills, amount of $103,997.75. There have been no TIF bills and also no bills authorized and paid between board cycle. Our next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for September 13th at 7 a.m. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Geske. General Government, Mr. Phillips.
I have nothing on the agenda, Mayor.
The items that we'll be voting on then tonight on the consent agenda are as follows. Under old business, nothing. Under new business, we have ordinance 2307, which is an ordinance authorizing the sale of personal property, surplus municipal equipment, and the payment of the bills. A motion to approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $103,997.75. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be voted on individually? Seeing none, I accept the motion to take a single roll call vote on the question of passage of the agenda items as read.
I make that motion.
Motion by Martin.
I'll second.
Second by Dole. Roll call.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carried. Accept the motion to approve by unanimous vote the ordinances, resolutions, motions, and orders contained in the consent agenda as read.
Make that motion.
Motion by Boyce, second by Dole. Roll call.
Boyce?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Mr. Boyce, you have anything you want to comment on tonight?
No, all I gotta say is we probably got the best police department and the best employees, so that's all I got.
Agreed, that's all.
You can't beat that. Yes. No, I want to thank everybody for the police department, the public works, and Jacob just making everything really fun this year. In fact, I work at the title company. I hand out everybody that comes and moving into Manteno. I'll give them the summer events or whatever, and they're all excited. They just can't wait. In fact, the one just closed Friday when they had the last party, and she says, I'm going to be there. So anyway, they all have been really, really excited about moving to Manteno and all the fun things and the beauty of it. So.
Well, and I think having all the summertime events is, it's a big deal. I know, Jake advertises those on a flyer over at the beginning of the year. And if the weather cooperates, they've all turned out to be really great events, from the movies to the Rockin' on Main to the Fire on Main and the car shows. And it seems like every night, or every other night at least, Main Street has got something going on, or the town has got something going on. And combine that with the baseball tournaments that have been taking place at Heritage Park and using all the fields at the school district and throughout. I know the one day, over the weekend, the Heritage Park was full with soccer people, and then with the girls softball team, and then 2 weeks ago, the football team had, games up at Legacy, and people from Reed Custer were here over the course of the whole day, and there's no way that the soccer and the football could have been held at the same location because there's no way we could build enough parking for what was taking place in town that day. So it's nice to have the community vibrant and busy, not only on the weeknights during the summer, but on the weekends. So kudos to everybody involved and making sure that, and then you throw in a marathon here or there and a ride for life here or there too. There's just, we wanted Manteno to be kind of the center of activity, and I think this summer it has been. Mr. Geske?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Phillips?
Nothing.
I have nothing further except the motion to adjourn until we get to all meet again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Phillips,
Second.
second by Geske. Roll call.
Phillips?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Boyce? Yes. Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming, for watching.